How's it going, everybody? So we've got a bit of a co-finangling here today. So we've got a chiller issue. Chillers aren't running, but we've also got an automation issue. Something weird's going on. This building has kind of an interesting setup in the fact that it's a blend between a newer Honeywell system and a old KMC system, which for me doesn't mean a whole lot. For Mr. Eric here, it means a whole lot more. But anyway, what we're going through is the main building controller is having an issue. I'll let him explain more in detail as we get deeper into it.
And one of the things you don't like is that it's got lights that should be flashing that aren't.
Correct. The heartbeat light is not flashing and the status light is lit up solid. So
Okay.
without that heartbeat light, that means she's not active.
Is that like a network light?
No, it's a processor light. So you know how like the light on the computer blinks when the hard drive's running? Same deal. So
Gotcha.
if that heartbeat light is not flashing, that means it ain't running. And if it ain't running, the building don't run.
So one of the issues we're having at the moment is we're trying to get the COM port between the computer and the controller to recognize.
Every time you initialize a port, it gets assigned a COM number. So like USBs can assign COM numbers. This is a serial port, it can be assigned a COM number. Your Ethernet port can be assigned a COM number. COM1 is typically always an RS-232, like a DB9 plug.
Okay.
It's generally always reserved through software. So that ePort adapter lets me use that port since this computer doesn't come with one. So.
Gotcha. Hopefully that helps somebody.
So to show these older Jases, first off you gotta power them down. Inside the Jase itself, there's a jumper that needs to be moved into the serial shell position, which is horizontal or vertical depending on how the Jase is orientated. Use the DB9 plug into the RS-232 port on the Jase. Your computer has to be set up in shell mode. We use PuTTY now. Jase settings for a 600 or a 300 would be, depending on your COM port you're using on your computer, and then your speed is 11.5/200. It's a serial connection. We open it up. And then once it's open, you power the Jase back up. And it'll start running. And this one is bad. It didn't even try to boot. So, yeah, that's not a good thing.
Which that goes back to the heartbeat light not flashing as the processor's not doing anything. So that's just confirmation of it, right?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, we're showing that it's not even trying to run.
So these are the lights he's referring to, status. Here's it actually is labeled beat. So this is the one, it flashes kind of like an amber color that's should be flashing right now and is not. So that answers the automation question. What does that mean for our chiller? Like, so what does that leave me?
So we got two options. Jase side, we're screwed. I don't have a way to fix that at the moment. What we can do is I can take my computer and we can plug into the BACnet network itself and see if we can override some values to get the chiller running.
Okay.
And leave it in an override. But that's really our only option at the moment. So.
And that's going to leave us 24/7 basically on the chiller?
Yes.
So. I mean, a chiller is better than no chiller. So.
Yeah. We just got to see if we can do that too. So.
Can we do that from here?
Yeah, I have to get my other computer. Actually, no, it's right here.
Okay, we got it.
But I do have to go get my BACnet router. So yeah, you have to go to the truck.
Okay. Back to the truck for our third trip. Something like that. It doesn't matter. We'll be back. So due to the Jase being down, what it ended up doing is there was a bypass valve on the chill water that was open while the chiller was trying to run. That was causing some wild issues, and the chiller didn't have any load on it because the bypass was bypassing in the main plant. So we got that addressed. And then one of the primary air handlers for the basement had no, they were overheating down there, and it was putting no load on it, which is probably going to be the case on some of the other air handlers as well. We're verifying all that now. But those air handler controllers required outside air temp reference to confirm whether or not to turn off or on. And because the Jase wasn't communicating, they didn't have that outside air reference, which is coming from the plant controller, if I understand correctly. So because they couldn't see the outside air, it wasn't opening the chill water valve to the air handler. We'll get the Jase addressed, and then that will clear up all these little just crazy things that are happening because of it.